We will tell you this story, opening a small window on a reality we did not know existed. We were not prepared for this, but it has touched our hearts and minds. And the little we know, we must tell. We arrived to Ridiyagama in southern Sri Lanka. Travelling in a straight line, we don't realise that the landscape begins to change. Here, we start noticing that there's a lot of tree houses. We are going to find out why the locals are adapting to live high up on the trees rather than on land. On these long asphalt roads, we notice kilometres of an almost invisible barrier. It's an electrified fence. With old glass bottles that serve as an alarm when they are hit, it's a barrier, even if it's open. A fine line between two very different worlds. Man on one side, wilderness on the other. For the local farmers, these barriers and the tree houses are the normal way of living, as high as possible, to guard the cultivated land and to protect themselves from a natural threat that pass by every night. The elephants. We came here to meet families who have lost their homes due to elephant attacks. Some of them have even lost their loved ones. There's a lot of national parks in Sri Lanka where the elephants are protected but also exploited for tourism. But it's different in this region. On this fine line, man and animal are forced to coexist. Elephants are amongst the most beautiful and regal animals on the planet, and they have always coexisted with humans. When the sun goes down, elephants come out in the fields as the temperatures cool down, looking for food on their way. Often, the homes and crops that are built on their territory are destroyed, and sometimes the farmers get accidentally killed too. Local farmers then kill the elephants as an act of revenge, and the elephants from the herd come back to destroy and kill more farmers in a vicious circle. In some parts of Sri Lanka, elephants are brutally killed, sometimes by even placing explosive in food traps, all with shotguns. Particularly in this area, this conflict has been going on for decades.
This is the first elephant he was caught.
Right.
He's the first person and first family to be in here.
Night time they come and then they just destroy everything. Night time.
Be careful.
Now more than ever, we are experiencing a great change in our world. There's life from the deepest crevice of the ocean up until high in the skies. We only live on the surface, but we manage to have a negative impact on all the life that surrounds us. Humans always try to separate from nature. We are rapidly killing species we will never see again. But sadly, we don't seem to care so much. Around us there is a lot of devastation. We come across the house of a man who has not been able to adapt to this situation like the others. His life has totally changed. We can't meet him, we only see the house where he lives, which tells us a lot. He uses sheets of metal to hear the elephants arriving at night. Bumping into them, they make a noise that serves as an alarm to escape. Even his bed is a sheet of metal. And another nearby have been painted by him to commemorate his deceased family members. We meet another family who shows us what is left of their home after a herd of angry elephants passed by a few nights ago. They had to take refuge inside a cave for many hours.
When did this happen?
It's been completely destroyed.
Can I ask?
They are all still alive. Now they have nothing left, but at least they still have got their family, so all is not lost. Together they can rebuild. For Imasha, it didn't happen that way. Her dad died, killed by an elephant almost a year ago. She and her mother are left alone.
To his farm with 2 persons, and elephant is coming in the jungle and attack.
Her mother works for 12 to 16 hours for a mere $3 a day in a banana field nearby. and she is struggling to pay for her education. Imasha wants to be able to study at a university in the capital, Colombo, to find a new life and break out of the farmer circle.
ඔය නම
DSH ප්‍රමුදි මාෂා.
වයස
17යි.
ඒස් මේ ඉස්කෝලෙන් වැඩි ඉස්කෝලේ ඉවරන් පස්සේ ඊළඟට මොකක්ද කරන්න ආස? ඒ ලෙවල් වලින් පස්සේ වගේ.
ඒ ලෙවල් වලින් පස්සේ ඉතින් ජොබ් එකක් කරන්න තමයි.
ලංකාවේ යුනිවර්සිටි යන අමාරුද කියලා ලංකාවේ.
ඔව්.
ආවේ තාත්තා නැතුණෙන් පස්සේ කොහොමද පවුල ජීවත් වුනේ කොහොමද වෙනස් වුනේ ජීවිතේ මට හේතුන විදිහට කියන්නේ ඒක.
අමාරුවෙන් සල්ලි නෑ. අම්මා තමයි ගාමට ගිහිල්ලා ගෙනත් දුන්නේ. අම්මා ගාමට ගිහිල්ලා එනකම් මම මෙහි ආච්චිලා ඉඳලා තමයි හිටියේ.
ඔයාලා දැන් මෙච්චරම අලිත් දෙකක් ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවනේ. ඔයාලට හිතේ හැම තරහක් හරි මොකක් හරි එහෙම තියෙනවද ඉල්ලහන එයාලා සතුටු වෙන.
නෑ.
මොන වගේ දෙයක් තියෙනවද?
මට ඉගෙන ගන්න පුළුවන් නම් ඒක සතුටක්.
When the sun goes down, we leave Imasha's house. In the night, we return to that long asphalt road, still warm from the sun. And as we return to our comfort zone, our eyes look into the twilight amongst the trees in the dark, to look for those wild creatures in the darkness, which, however, are not showing up tonight. They seem to have decided to give a little respite to the long battle on that very thin and fragile fine line.